What's up? This is Rapids, and so the full 8-page document released from the courts on the Takeoff situation reveals the clearest picture yet of what happened that night to Takeoff, and it's pretty much what we've been saying on this channel the whole time. But there's a few details that are different, and the reason why they're different might be because Migos bands might be trying to get out of trouble, or it might be what really happened. It doesn't sound like the police actually got footage of the actual what happened to Takeoff. They're going by surveillance footage, but not captured. So they got footage and they got people's footage and all that they reviewed, but it doesn't seem like they got the full thing on camera. So they're going off of statements now, and it looks like Migos bands gave a full detailed statement on what happened, and it did involve Little Cam and others. But what we said on this channel was, it looks like Takeoff was in between Little Cam and Migos bands, and that's kind of what pretty much Migos band said. He said, look, he said they was arguing, Quavo and them was arguing. He saw Little Cam say something. This was after Quavo said they was about to leave before they hurt somebody. Then he saw Little Cam start reaching. Okay. Now, from the footage, we saw Takeoff in between them at that moment, in between Migos bands and Little Cam, because he didn't see nobody reaching. It looked like he was just out of it, and he was walking in between them, and that's when the firing happened. That's when people started hearing the shots. Okay, so what Migos bands is saying is basically he saw Little Cam reaching, and he went to swing on him. He went to swing on Little Cam. Now that's the part that I'm wondering if he's just trying to get out of trouble at this time, because my analyst was that when Little Cam started reaching, that's when Migos band started reaching, and he started firing. And Migos bands admitted he started firing because he thought Little Cam was shooting at him. So the whole DJ Pat thing didn't really come up in Migos band statement, but it looks like they got footage of DJ Pat firing his rounds that night. So there's allegedly and potentially 3 shooters that night, but all they got is one, and they're trying to say it was DJ Pat. But to me, I can still see how the original hypothesis that Migos bands might have accidentally hit Takeoff could still be in play, but they probably can't push that for some reason. It's kind of funny how they're pushing this DJ Pat angle when it's very possible that something else happened. But I guess the police are saying it has to do with angles, and Migos bands didn't even tell them what caliber of a pipe he had. He just said that he fired after he saw Little Cam reaching, but he said first he swung on him. Now that's the part, like I said, I'm not so sure he swung on Little Cam, because if you see somebody reaching, you don't bring a knife to a shootout. You know, you don't start swinging on somebody that's about to get popping. So I'm wondering if this is all, what do you call it? This is allegedly, right? This is just my opinion, but it's possible Migos bands threw that part in there. Look, I'm going to make sure I leave the full 8-page document in the description box in the comment section. If you want to check out it being read to you in its entirety, you can hear the whole thing for yourself. But just listening to it, I listened to it a few times, and I'm just putting this together with what I originally analyzed. And when you give a statement, you're going to try to get yourself out of trouble, right? Like, first of all, Migos bands gave a full statement, and it looks like they're using that statement to make arrests now. So I don't see how the police don't think that Migos bands might be trying to get himself out of trouble, you know. But I don't know. Let me know. Do you believe Migos band statement is 100% honest, or do you think there might be more to what happened? Because it makes sense that, well, first of all, Migos Bands is admitting that he fired rounds off, but the police are trying to side with him and say, look, yeah, your rounds didn't hit nobody. And they're trying to, it looks like they're making excuses for Cam and saying, nah, we don't think he fired no rounds, even though Migos Band said he thought that Little Cam was going to rob the Migos. He said that's why this whole thing kicked off. It looked like Little Cam was about to get blasting at Quavo and Takeoff. And then he heard the shots after he swung on Little Cam. So was it DJ Pat that started protecting Little Cam? That's another possibility, and he might have hit Takeoff at that point. But I say that it's still open. The whole thing could be off because we saw how that Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez trial is going. It looks like the police can have the whole thing wrong, especially when they're going off of testimony and statements, because people trying to get themselves out of trouble. So in the Megan Thee Stallion thing, Megan's friends, she's admitting that, you know, it sounds like she's the one who fired the rounds off at Megan, and she just didn't want to get in trouble. So is this a similar thing with Migos Bands where maybe he doesn't want to get in trouble? Maybe he fired rounds and maybe it was friendly fire. That's what we heard at first. But look, if you want to make sense out of what the statement is saying that they're going off of, they're saying DJ Pat jumped in that whole altercation. And if that's true, then that can make sense too. It could be the way they see it too. But I mean, if DJ Pat jumped in that situation, started firing, I would think that was to protect Little Cam. And maybe he hit Takeoff trying to get at Migos Bands. But look, I mean, like I said, check out the 8-page document for yourself and make up your own mind what you want to think about everything. I'm just saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be what the Houston police think happened. It doesn't sound like they really know what happened, and they're not willing to. It's almost like they're trying to protect Little Cam and Migos Bands. That's what it almost looks like. It's like they're making excuses for them because clearly Migos Bands said it looked like Little Cam was about to fire off, and he started reaching. So I don't see how they're so sure that Little Cam didn't fire nothing that night. And my original assessment was that Takeoff got into a crossfire between Migos Bands and Little Cam. But that's not the angle, that's not the approach the police department are going with this case. They're saying DJ Pat did it. And so yeah, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. All right, I'm gonna leave links, like I said, if you want to check out the full 8-page document. It'll be read to you. I believe the one who's reading it is someone named Seti Nash or something. So check out that video and you can hear the entire 8-page document being read to you word for word, and then you can figure out for yourself what you want to believe out of that. So that's about it for today. This has been Rap Hits. Make sure you subscribe and like. Also go to raphits1.com for the latest hip hop. I'm out of here.